Like I said, they will follow different laws. They will murder who they want. They will chop the trees they want. They will annihilate a tribe, a people, a society. They will do what they like. You get a set of laws. And then you'll say, yeah, but thou shalt not kill. Yes, we shall not kill. Yeah, but how many times did you kill somebody in your mind? And had they not told you and had been not telling you for 1,000 years you should not kill, would you not have killed the person? And if there was no consequence, would you not have killed the person? So, I'm not saying that you should kill and that there's not a truth that thou shalt not kill. I'm not here to say that. What I'm trying to tell you is that they don't care about the rules and laws that they give you. So, back in the days, you followed Mosaic Hebrew law. Don't kill, don't do. So that their community can be more or less harmonized and well lived. So that you can lead them more properly to do what you want. Okay. That doesn't apply to the ones who are in charge. So, in the Old Testament, they have their laws, the 10 Commandments, and then they have a bunch of other laws. This is for your average person. Today, it's replaced by the civil code or whatever you want to call that. Common law or whatever you want. Which is textbooks that tell you how you should behave. They don't care. This is for you. Why don't you understand this? They don't follow those laws. They write the laws. Why should they follow your law? This is an illusion law. I won't kill you. Why not? You're in the way. I don't see why I would not kill you. The bear would kill you. Why I don't kill you? What are you going to do? Don't you understand? Law is based on might. So the way we live with this bullshit concept of democracy, this is what they sold the people in the zoo to appease them and to give them the impression that they're individual sovereigns now living in a harmonious world. There's a sentence, I don't remember who said this. It says, all political systems suck. Democracy sucks, but it's the best one. I don't remember who said that. It's a smart dude. What is he saying? You can understand it the way you want, right? He's saying it's bullshit. It's just the best bullshit. For the common person. Because the commoner has to live in some kind of harmony in order for them to do their jobs and society to advance towards its goal. If it's chaotic, we can't work. So we set these rules. Because these are the rules of life and righteousness and honesty and love. No, this is what they tell you. Because they pretend that you're no longer a subject of the queen or the crown. So that you can feel that you're free, and then we human beings have reached the pinnacle of maturity and we follow the rule of law. What rule of law? There are 5 laws. These 5 energies rule. That's it. Greed doesn't care about you. Never has, never will. Greed cares about who's stronger. If you're stronger, it'll subjugate itself. If it's not stronger, it'll try to take over. That's the law. Lust doesn't care what's yours. I want it. It's mine. If you can stop me, I'll stop. I'll still try. If I can't get it, I'll organize 10 people and try to take it. If I don't succeed, then I lose. That's the law. Okay? These are the laws of those 5 energies that are activated by fear. And fear comes from ignorance of the truth. And truth is dharma, or the way of life, which humans no longer have access to and live in a fake world called the system or this society, which has now presented itself as reality. And it's still subject to these energies, and they respect the rules of quote-unquote nature. This is the law. They don't care. I have all the might. What are you going to do? I don't understand. Law only works if somebody has power. So you tell me you're not allowed to take my stick. Well, stop me. No, God said. I don't know what God is. God is a concept. I don't know what God is. You have a stick, I want it, I'm going to take it. If you don't want me to take it, you should have power. If you have 10 people to protect you, then I won't take it. Unless I have 100. That's law. It's an illusion. Society lives on a fantasy of its righteousness and evolution. No, it's a lie. The only reason law is quote unquote respected is because there is an enforcer. Period. And the enforcer is enforcing law not for your well-being, but for somebody's well-being. Those who have organized the enforcer, and so we've gathered the enforcers to enforce law on these people for our advantage. First, to protect us, and then to make sure that this is smooth, because if it's chaos, chaos will catch up to us, and to make sure that the animals, the slaves, work to bring things forward to where we want. What does the government care if you wear a seatbelt or not in your car? The fuck do they care that you die? I'll tell you why, because they don't want you to die. You're an asset. It's not because they care about you. It's not for your well-being. It's because they care. They've invested quote-unquote money and energy in you, and they want something in return. There's the law. We got a law. You don't have a seatbelt. Then you have a police officer that comes, talk, hello. You're not wearing your seatbelt. I'm like, yeah, so there's a law. And the law is there to protect you. Is it? No. An illusion. An illusion that your common person with their democratic thinking, we go back to Greece and the freedom of humankind and the emancipation of the thought. I'm like, you're an idiot. I'm sorry, with all due respect. I'm sorry, with all due respect, look around you and you see for yourself if you're not an idiot. This is a fucking load of shit. If you don't understand what rules the world, not this world, not this one, that one, okay? The zoo. And this basic energy, forget the current. It's these 5 energies. This is the law. Period. And you don't have access to those energies. You have a little bit of access, which keeps you at the bottom rung. And those who have access to it a lot and can ride it for whatever reason from generation to generation and have accumulated technically all the wealth are in charge, own everything, and have made sure that they are protected. And now we impose a so-called law on you so that you behave. And then we sell it to you as a democracy. What democracy? What kind of nonsense is this? It's a dream. Who cares? What do I care? I own the zoo. Now, what do I care if the sheep have elected President A or President C? They work in my company. I don't care. Now they think they have power. I don't care. This is my company and this is my CEO and we call him Obama and he works for me. What do I care who is there? And let's say I don't want this person. I'll just arrange and hopefully it'll work out. But at the end of the day, who cares? It's a lie. This is what always annoyed me about people who have these ideals about the Western world and the freedom and all of this and the Constitution of America. I'm like, yeah, it's a beautiful dream. I ain't got nothing wrong. I totally understand. I looked into this, I studied it in depth, I listened to great advocates of the Constitution in America and how it's the light of truth in the world because it gives people their freedom. And it was very clearly said, this is your freedom if you can keep it. And you can't keep it, so end of story. Because sovereignty comes with something that you don't have. Anyways, complex subjects, deep subjects, think about it, don't think about it, whatever you want. Everybody believes in whatever they want, but just look around and it's so obvious. And if you don't think that those who own everything, that you have no idea how they live, what they do, you have no idea how the rich live. You don't even know who they are. Besides those that you see on TV. You cannot even imagine how they live. I'll never forget, one time I was in St. Martin, the island, and I was at some kind of, I don't know, it wasn't a fancy restaurant, but a fancy restaurant by the ocean or whatever it is. And I was sitting down with this French dude and his wife. And it was the first time I was there. And there's a bunch of boats parked and I don't know what. And we got into the conversation about the boats. And I asked him about the boat. I said, you know who owns these boats? And he just like went on a little rant, lasted maybe 47 seconds. He says, yeah, sure, we meet those because he had a high-profile job on the island and whatnot. It says, you cannot imagine how these people live. In your wildest imagination, you cannot even fathom it. And it really struck me because it's clear that he had witnessed it to a certain degree. You can feel it when somebody has an experience, right? And like, I'm like, yeah, you're right, I can't. They don't live in the same world we do. This is literal. So why do you think they're subject to the laws that were created for you? When all you see, when you study, it leaks. Well, this company did this company cheated that. It's $1 billion infinite dollar company. It doesn't care. They don't care. Once in a while, somebody has to go down for the sake of appearance, and who knows if they go down. You don't even know what happens, do you? Disappear from the story. It's a con. It's a lie. It's an illusion. That's all I'm trying to say. So this is the life in the zoo. It doesn't have righteousness. It doesn't know righteousness, yet it tries to impose on you the ideals of righteousness, which you cannot live, of course. But now you're so scared of getting yourself into trouble, then you pretend to be righteous, but those who rule you don't give a fuck about righteousness. That's not in their mind that I should be righteous. It's me first. If I can get, then you're better than me, then I'll try to take you down, and if I can't, then I'll just do like a doggy and bow to you until I get you. If I can. And if I can't, then I'll respect that you're stronger than me and accept my position and make sure that you like me so that you don't eliminate me. Good. So what do we have? We have a bunch of people in the zoo at the lower levels who are watching all these documentaries and all this fucking bullshit on YouTube and whatnot, talking about all these people that you'll never know, you cannot fathom how they live, and this person did this and this person did that, and there you go, their life goes on. They don't give a shit about you. Their life literally goes on. And how could they do this, and it's impossible, and they should be arrested? They go on. Their life goes on. They don't care about you. And they're clearly you don't know if it's true what you're receiving or not, but there's always a kind of truth somewhere. And they clearly tell you, and they don't live like you. They don't follow the rules. You do. What you going to do about it? Nothing. Isn't it obvious enough? No, we need to do something. These people must be arrested. No, they'll never be arrested, you moron. Are you stupid? This is because you're living in a fantasy that you're free and that you're equal. Because you're a moron. You don't want to face the facts. So at least if you were intelligent, you would understand the reality and you'd think, okay, what's my solution? And then maybe you're like, okay, so let me go to the top of, as far as top to the top, I can go of that. At least that could make you an intelligent person. At least there's a logic. No, you want to believe in a lie which is so blatant, it's like vulgar. We are free. It's like those people who are marching against during this COVID war. I have a lot of sympathy for these people. They're kind people, they have a good heart, but they're gullible. They're like, we're marching for freedom, but you never had freedom. What are you talking about? You had a dream or an illusion, and now you're fighting against it, against the oppressor. You were always oppressed. You just didn't want to see it. You didn't want to accept it. You still don't. And instead of preparing yourself for what's coming, here you are parading in the street for a mask. It's not going to change fuck all. And if you want to invest your energy like that, great. They'll just adjust according to the pressures of the zoo. If the animals are coming from here, we'll go from there. If the animals are coming from here, we'll go from here. If the animals don't want to go here, we'll put something there, a bait there. They don't. If you had a little bit of understanding, you'd have a little bit of respect for the people who are smarter than you. Like, I'm sorry, I don't want to disrespect you, but like, that shows your ignorance. You think they're idiots. That's what pains me, if I can say it like that. You're so ignorant that you think they're dumb. No, you're so ignorant that you don't understand what they know and how they're operating, and you can't even if you think you know, you can't stop it. What does that say about them and what does that say about you? No, impossible. We are free in Jesus this and this, that. I'm like, great, listen, I sympathize with you. You believe in it and you believe in this. I got nothing but love for you. And I genuinely send my prayers to these people because some of these, they're good-hearted guys. I'm like, this is a good guy. I like this dude. He's got a good heart. Like, I'm like, I see him got arrested. I'm like, that's my dude. I like that dude. He's a good guy. Like, he's a good character in a movie. He's an idiot, but I still like him, right? Like Rocky, he's an idiot, but could you not like Rocky? He's so genuine. He's a sincere dude. But oh, what a fucking moron, right? So you see, it's like this guy's an idiot. Like, I'm like, dude, you're like, look, no, because he has this ideal that we're free and we deserve our freedom and human. I'm like, but this is not reality, dude. He cannot accept it. So he's fighting for what he believes. I cannot but respect that. But he's an idiot. So I send him my prayer because I don't want him to suffer. And because it's a tough place he's in. So I send him my love. That's all I said. I love you, dude. I wish you the best. But you clearly don't know your adversary. And if you want to win a war, let's pretend there's a war and let's pretend you want to win the war. You better fucking know your adversary. And clearly you don't know your adversary. And I already spoken about this some time ago that you probably never see that video. But it's like the David Icke, God bless David Icke. I'm like, stop fucking thinking that these people are dumb. You're dumb. And if you want to win a war because you pretend that you're at a war and that you pretend that you need to win the war, you better actually know your adversary and actually know his mind. And you cannot know his mind from the outside because you cannot understand it. You need to become that. You cannot beat something you do not know. You cannot beat something you do not understand. And that's what you don't understand, but they understand you better than you understand yourself. So if you want to pretend that you're going to go at war and beat your oppressor or whatever you want to say, those who stole freedom of whatever, however you want to say it, you understand what I'm trying to say? You have to know his mind. You cannot know it because you read a book or you're watching it from the outside. You have to know it from inside yourself, which is clearly not the case. So I don't know how you're going to beat him. You can't think like him. You understand? This is the basic of warfare. You cannot think like him. You say that these guys are psychopaths and these guys are insane and these guys have no compassion or sympathy or empathy, that's the word you use. And you, of course, by default, are full of empathy. Then how can you defeat a person if you can't think like him? He can do things that you cannot do, which means you've already lost. You can't win. You can't think like him. Then how can you predict what he's going to do? You can't. But you don't know nothing about warfare, which shows your gullibility, and that's why you're controlled opposition at the end of the day, even if you don't know that you're controlled opposition. And God bless you. I genuinely appreciate your quest. But it's like, come on, have respect for power, and then we can have a conversation about what quote-unquote can be done or not be done. But there's no respect for power, and that annoys me. And clearly these fuckers have more power than you. You can judge the power, you can say it's false power. They clearly have more power than you. End of story. And if you think because you have followers who are going to go march in the street, just wait until the popo and the army comes. Come on. This is preposterous. It's like at any moment in time, if something doesn't work out the way they like, they just push one little domino and the whole thing collapses and you don't have food. They have food. They don't buy food at the grocery store. They have their own farms. One little, all right, just push the domino. They'll be on their knees. Everything is going to stop. They're going to shut up for a month. And then we'll just... Anyways, it's enough for now.